This is going to be a follow-up to the maximizing the revenue problem. Generally, because we're going to talk about maximizing the profit. So we're going to assume that we already did the maximizing the revenue. And this is the same situation as before. So if you haven't watched the video maximizing revenue, you probably want to do a search for safety with numbers, maximizing revenue, calculus problem. And make sure you watch the calculus video, not the algebra video. So just a refresher from that video, we figured out that our cost formula was going to be 4 plus 0.25n, where n is the number of times we raise the price. Our number of hot dog formula was going to be 10,000 minus 500n. Again, n was the number of 25-cent raises. And we calculated that our revenue formula is going to be negative 125 n squared plus 500n plus 40,000. Okay, so that's what we did before in the maximizing the revenue problem. If you don't remember this or it doesn't make sense, please go back and watch that video clip again. All right, but we're on to do maximizing the profit. Okay, so profit is the revenue we bring in minus any cost we spend. Okay. So our profit is going to be our revenue, which we've got the formula here, negative 125 n squared plus 500n plus 40,000. And I'm going to run out of room, so I'm going to duck down here, minus our costs. Well, we know it's going to cost $700 just to get this set up. So we're going to have a minus 700. Okay. But we're also going to have to pay 75 cents per hot dog. Now, remember, how many hot dogs are we selling? We don't have a specific number because it's going to change, but here's our formula for the hot dogs. So we also are going to have to subtract 75 cents for the number of hot dogs, 10,000 minus 500n. Okay, so let's clean this up a little bit. We got a long formula here. We have negative 125n squared plus 500n. We can combine these two together. 40,000 minus 700. That's 39,300. Minus 0.75 times 10,000. That's minus 7,500. And then we also have minus 0.75 times negative 500. Okay, so negative 0.75 times negative 500 is a positive 375 n here. Okay. We're going to simplify it one more time to get our profit equation. Negative 125 n squared. Let's combine the n's. 500n plus 375. That's 875n plus 39,300 minus 7,500 leaves us with 31,800. Okay, so here's our formula for the profit. It's a polynomial. It's a quadratic with a negative coefficient. So we know it's going to have this shape again. And we're looking for the maximum profit. So again, we want the critical point. So we need our derivative. So the derivative of the profit equation. Okay, we bring the 2 down times the negative 125. So negative 250n plus, this is a linear term. And on the derivative of a linear term, we just drop the n, or the variable. So we're left with plus 875. And then this is a constant term, and the derivative of that is 0, so that just goes away. So the way we find the critical point is we make the derivative and set it equal to 0. So we're going to have 0 equals negative 250n plus 875. Solve this, move the 250 over. So 250n equals 875. And if we divide both sides by 250, our n comes out to be 3.5. So this means we need to change the price 3.5 times. Okay. So what do we do with the price and the hot dogs? Let's come back up here and remember our formulas for the price and the hot dogs. So the price is going to be 4 plus 0.25 n, which we calculated was 3.5. And this comes out to 4.875, but since we're talking about money, we're going to round that to $4.88. That's what we should charge. The number of hot dogs is going to be 10,000 minus 500 n. So 500 times 3.5. And when we calculate that, this tells us we're going to sell 8,250 hot dogs. And so what will our maximum profit be? Well, we come back up here to our profit equation to calculate that. We're going to take this formula and put our 3.5 in for the ends. So we have a profit equation of negative 125 times 3.5 squared plus 875 times 3.5 plus 31,800. And when we calculate that, we get a maximum profit of $33,331.25. Now, if you remember the problem we did with the maximizing the revenue, we got a lot lower of a number here, which seems kind of unusual if we're going to charge more. Well, we are going to charge more. We are going to lose some hot dogs, so that balances out. But the reason why this is so low is we're using profit this time. And so not only do we have to worry about how much money we're making, the $488 minus the $82.50, but now we've got bills to pay. We've got to pay the $700 to set it up. And then for each of these 8,250 hot dogs we're selling, it's going to cost us 75 cents for the hot dog, the bun, the mustard, the ketchup, the plates, the napkins, and all that stuff. So once we take all that away, we're left with a profit of $33,331.25.